I'm going to go bucket by bucket. So if you want to follow along with me, go ahead, check out the link in the description that says cheat sheet. Click that link, come to the bucket system page. Let me just show it on the screen. So you go to the bucket system, go ahead, use one of the filters, bucket system, and again, follow along with me. We're going to go bucket by bucket, and I'm going to start with the last year buckets. Last year buckets, I have ranges for each of these. If you're new to the channel, I do have a video in the description that explains all about the bucket system. If you want to go check it out really quick, go do so. But basically I go by every 20th point position. So last year ones mean first to 20th place, 2 would be 20 to 40, so on and so forth. You can see that right here. I did not plays and missed cuts. Missed cuts and withdrawals are basically your last year 5. And I have projections for each of these buckets that I think are going to finish inside the top 10. So how this reads, if you're unfamiliar, anything in the min projection, we always round down. So 2.01, we round down. Anything in the max projection, we round up. So 3.34, that rounds up to 4. So really this projection says 2 to 4. There is another piece that I use when determining the true projections, and that's this column over here, which you're not going to see on the cheat sheet. This is just for my information. This is where I include the sweet spot ranks and try to determine the actual quality of the bucket. So if it's not, you know, a super high quality, then that brings this max projection down. So 2.86 would be, it wouldn't so much be the new maximum projection, but I look at this and I say, okay, this rounds up to 3. Now I want a 2-point buffer between the max and the min. So the minimum then becomes 1. The new minimum becomes 1. So this true projection now is 1 to 4. And that's how I look at it. So 1 to 4 is the new projection. And that's for last year 1 golfers. So you can see this all the way throughout each of these buckets. That's how I want you to look at the projections. So really 1 to 4 last year ones. Well, who are those golfers? Again, you can follow along with me on the cheat sheet. Just go to the dream sheet portion of this. Go into the last year bucket. Well, first of all, make sure all of the filters are cleared out. I'm going to just clean this up a little bit. And I'm also going to lock this in. All right. So go ahead and go into last year ones, clear everything, or the last year bucket, clear everything but last year ones. And out of this bucket, yeah, we got a lot of good golfers. Projections 1 to 4. Scheffler, Rahm, Cantlay, McIlroy, Schauffele, Morikawa, so on and so forth. Now I'm going to kind of cruise through this. I'm getting a migraine, so let's go ahead and cruise on through. I'll talk more about this tomorrow in the anchor bucket portion of the strategy video. But again, your projections 1 to 4 out of this bucket. We have 0 to 2 last year 2s. Let me go ahead and show you that. Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, Dustin Johnson, Sam Burns. So really 0 to 2, not super confident. Definitely something, I mean, just I'd do a max of 2 of the golfers from this bucket. Last year 3. That's also 0 to 2 as well. Brooks Koepka, Max Homa. Yeah, this is a crazy one to choose from. We got a lot of live golfers here. So 0 to 2 here as well. Strokes gained 4 is 0 to 2 as well, but we only have 1 golfer in that bucket. Let's see who it is. Harris English. Interesting. So yeah, play him, you know, sparingly. Last year 5 is 1 to 3. Last year 5, not last year 3. Yeah, this is interesting. 1 to 3 golfers. So you can see a lot of good golfers here. Take your pick. Lots of good ones here. Again, you can do this. You can follow along with me on the cheat sheet. And then the last one is last year 6s. And last year 6, I'm sorry, that is 0 to 2. So very interesting here as well. Jason Day and Thigala, as well as Ricky Fowler. Those are probably the only golfers I really care about, but yeah, interesting nonetheless. The last week buckets are looking at any guy who played at the RBC Canadian Open. And I'm going to apologize because this migraine is getting really bad. So I am just going to show you the projections. We're not going to go golfer by golfer, but if you want to take a look, check out the cheat sheet. You can do all those filters that I was just showing you. Again, just make sure all your filters are cleared out, and then, go into each one of these, clear them out, and just pick the individual buckets you want to look at. So last week ones, 0 to 2. So these are golfers who top 20 last week at the RBC Canadian Open. My projection to finish inside the top 10 is 0 to 2. So you can pick up to 2, but probably don't do more than that. 0 to 2 last week 2s, 0 to 2 last week 3s, 0 to 2 last week 4s, but there's only one golfer in that bucket. Also be cognizant of how few golfers are in each of these buckets. 3 and 6 for last week 2 and 3. Last week 5 are missed cuts. We only have 11 in the field, and that's 0 to 2. You're going to probably want to play most of your golfers in this last week 6 bucket. Moving to the next one, I have marked as tournament history because this is the US Open. There's no such thing as course history because we don't really see the same golf courses over and over. But yeah, tournament history here. The buckets are the same way, 1 to 20 and so on and so forth. 0 to 2 is what I'm projecting in tournament history 1. There are only 3 golfers in that bucket, so be careful. 1 to 3 in tournament history 2. 2 to 4 in tournament history 3, but there's 34 golfers there. 0 to 2 in a tournament history 4, 0 to 2 in tournament history 5, and 0 to 2 in tournament history 6. So really the meat and potatoes are in these 3 buckets, tournament history 2, 3, and 4. So when you do check the cheat sheet for that, play your golfers or select the golfers in these buckets accordingly. Recent form buckets. This again is how well they've been doing the last 7 weeks. That's what my recent form looks at. So I'm projecting 1 to 3 that has the best recent form. That's that 1 to 20 range. There are 14 golfers in that bucket this week. 1 to 4 recent form 2s. 1 to 3 recent form 3s. 0 to 2 recent form 4s, and then 0 to 2 for each of the other recent forms. These are both mostly golfers who have not played on the PGA Tour. A lot of these would be your qualifiers down here in the recent form 6s. And recent form 5s, this is a missed cut or a withdraw average, so that's not super great. So, play with caution there, 0 to 2. I'm going to go down to the strokes gain buckets. Usually I'll probably talk about salaries, but I'll say that here to the end. Strokes gain buckets. Again, if you're unfamiliar with how I do this, check out the video in the description below. That will explain all about my strokes gain buckets. But strokes gain 1. And by the way, you can, again, find who these golfers are under the strokes gain buckets. And the best way that I think you should do it is sort from top to bottom. They're all color coordinated. So if you want to check out what strokes gain 1, 2, 3, and 4, all that stuff, you can check it there. 2 to 5 is my strokes gain 1 projection. Be careful here because you got a lot of good golfers that are priced up. That will make it impossible to select more than 2. And you might not even want to select more than 2. Maybe 2 is the most that you could select. So be cognizant of that. Looks like we kind of have 0 to 2 for the rest of these buckets. Actually, we have 1 to 3 for strokes gain 3. But 0 to 2 strokes gain 2, 1 to 3 strokes gain 3, 0 to 2 strokes gain 4, 0 to 2 strokes gain 5, 0 to 2 strokes gain 6s. These are also your qualifiers, by the way. You have 35 golfers in that bucket. It's not a huge success rate, for being honest. And the last bucket to talk about are the salary buckets. This is interesting. 0 to 2, 10K and above. I would imagine this would have been higher, like 1 to 3, or yeah, it would probably be 1 to 3, but this isn't really giving us confidence that we want to play a 10K golfer, which is very interesting. 9K golfers, on the other hand, 1 to 3 is the projection there. 0 to 2 for 8K golfers. I'd say 1 to 4, 7K golfers. 0 to 2 high 6Ks and 0 to 2 low 6Ks. So, yeah, that balance build we were talking about in the pass optimal and GPP wing lineups, it seems probably the best way to build lineups this week. I might follow that. Although going 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 6 also is another one that I kind of want to do. You can kind of see that working out there. But again, I apologize. My migraine is kicking my butt right now. So we're going to end the video a little bit shorter than we usually do. I usually cover more of the buckets, but this is kicking my butt. So I'm just going to end it. Check out the giveaway reminders at the beginning of the video. See how you can get involved with that. And then join me for the strategy video tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I go live and we'll have chats there where we can talk about lineup building. All right, everyone. Sorry for the shortness of this, but just can't do it. Go here, and thank you all for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.